Hi, it's First Lady here, and today I'm in the kitchen and I am going to make some tofu chili. I have the extra firm tofu. I'm gonna make a pot of chili. I'm gonna use lots and lots of seasonings, my Creole seasoning, my Cajun seasoning. I'm gonna use cumin. I'm gonna use Mrs. Dash, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne, chili powder, paprika. I'm gonna have some fresh garlic chopped up. I'm gonna chop up one green bell pepper. I'm gonna chop up a yellow onion here, a couple of jalapenos just for a little more heat. And I'm gonna have chili beans, diced tomatoes, and some stewed tomatoes. So I'm gonna make a pot of chili with tofu. So I'm gonna show you how I make the tofu in the air fryer. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, I have already put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and the pan is warm. So I'm just going to add the onion that I've chopped up, the green bell pepper, and a little bit of garlic that you can see just right there on that side. So let me go ahead and let's get everything into this pan here, and we're gonna keep the cooking process going. Okay, I'm gonna stir this around. There's a little bit of jalapeno in there as well. So you can see that little discoloration. That jalapeno is starting to turn red. You know, they start out green and then they go red. But I wanted to go ahead and use that jalapeno. All right, so I'm gonna stir this around. And as we are making our tofu chili, I'm gonna go ahead and season the tofu up and ground it up. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got this tofu, this organic, extra firm tofu, and I'm just opening up the package here. They store it in water, so I'm just gonna pour the water off, and you can see the texture of this tofu. I'm just gonna pour the water off, and I'm gonna start the crumbling process. All right. All right, so I'm just gonna take my hands that I've already washed, and I'm just going to crumble the tofu just like you would if you're crumbling like you want it to look sort of like a ground beef consistency. And this is going to go into the air fryer, okay? And so you're wanting the consistency to kind of look like it's crumbled up ground beef. You'll have, you know how you have some different size pieces of ground beef, all right? So with this process, you just kind of want to just do it with your fingers, all right? So that it doesn't look like it's the square tofu, all right? All right, so now that we've done that, I'm gonna, look at that, that looks great already. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick, and let's get ready to season it, all right? And you really wanna season it very well because we're trying to give it the taste of like a ground beef. So you definitely want to season it. My vegetables are over here. I'm just going to turn them all the way down there and let them just kind of continue to sweat out. All right. Now, I want to start with some Creole. Okay, that's going to give it some kick. The slap your mama. I'm just going to put all these seasonings in here. The dash, and we're seasoning it liberally because we want it to be very flavorful, because we honestly want to have the taste like it's ground beef. All right, this is the onion powder, garlic powder, and a lot of this stuff will Almost make me sneeze. A little bit of cayenne, just a little bit. Don't want to make it too hot. Chili powder. And I'm just going to stir this around here in just a second. This is the paprika. All right, I'm going to move this around. But the other ingredient that I need for this is ta-da! Nutritional yeast. All right, so let me move this around because I want this to really have the coating on it, the look and the feel of ground meat. All right, so we're gonna use a lot of this because we want it to have that umami, that good flavor that you get from seasoned meat. All right, oh, it's already smelling good. All right, now, a little bit more of the Creole, Tony Chachere, and a little bit more cumin. Because you really want this to have a taste like it is ground meat or ground turkey, ground beef for this recipe. All right. You can already see how it's already, you know, starting to have that look. All right. I'm going to do a little bit more chili powder because I want it to have a little bit more color on it, a little bit darker. All right. All right. So now, when we think it is the way we want it to be, I think I may need a little bit more just plain old salt. Let me use a little more garlic powder. I don't like to use a lot of salt in my recipes, but in this case, we're gonna have to season this up really good. All right, so I'm gonna use a little bit of salt. This is the pink Himalayan salt. I love using it. And the thing about the pink Himalayan salt is you don't have to use a whole lot of it to get a good salt flavor. Okay, so about 5 or 6 of those turns of that. Some black pepper. All right. Now, you can season this to taste. All right, so I'm seasoning it to my taste. You may want to add more of certain things as you go on through. But in my case, I'm just going to just add a little more of the dash. Now it's gonna go to the air fryer. All right, so it already looks like ground up meat, right? Now we're gonna take it to the air fryer. All right, so the air fryer is already plugged in. I usually just line mine with a little bit of foil at the bottom. And it's just gonna go into the air fryer just like it is. All right, as you can see, I hope you can see just how it's gonna go in just like that. And it needs to be over seasoned so that when it goes in the air fryer, it's gonna cook. Now, it needs some oil. So I'm gonna add some oil because it doesn't really have very much oil. So let's give it that oil that it needs to kind of have a fat flavor to it. So we're adding a little extra on that. All right, so let's put it in the air fryer, you guys. All right, it's about 15 minutes and it's on about 400 degrees. So we'll check on it in a few minutes, about halfway through, okay? We'll be right back. Okay, while our tofu is ground up in that air fryer, we're gonna go ahead and add the canned beans and the tomatoes. I've already washed the tops of these off, but I want to start with the diced tomatoes here and the stewed tomatoes. Just gonna go right in this pot with the onion and the pepper and the garlic. So I'm just gonna add that very quickly. Woo! And I've got my fire turned up on this Go ahead and turn it up a little bit more. And then these are chili beans. Bush's Best. I like the medium chili beans in the medium chili sauce. So it's a little bit more spicy than the mild. So this is going to be a good pot of tofu chili. All right, so this is the chili beans, the pinto beans. I go ahead and add those to the pot. And this is going to come up to like a rolling boil. And of course, we can continue to add certain things like the chili powder to give it more of a chili look. All right, and a little bit more garlic. All right. I'm gonna stir that up and let that come up. All right, we are moving right along with our chili. All right, plant-based. And we'll be right back. All right, as you can see, I have my tofu here that is cooking. I'm just getting it browned all the way around on all sides. All right, and I'm taking some of the moisture out of it. So this is my ground tofu. It looks like ground beef, right? All right, I'll be back. Guys, I have added the tofu to this gorgeous chili. Look how thick it is. It's very seasoned, it's very spicy. You can see the peppers, tomatoes, onions. You can see all of that in there, making that totally delicious. All right, so I hope you guys try this recipe. I'll just give it a taste because I want to taste it for you guys to see just how gorgeous this chili is. You can put this on a bun. You can have chili with slaw. It's amazing. That is, woo! That is delicious, you guys. All right, tell me what you think. All right, try this recipe, share it, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I love you guys. Until next time, thanks for watching, and be blessed.